Welcome, everyone. Hello, this is Heather Hope Reed, and on the Millionaire Manifestor Facebook page. Okay, I just had something. Goodness gracious, too many screens open. Where's my picture? There it is. Let me give you something to look at. If it will load, that would be great. Welcome, everybody. I know it takes a little bit of time for people to show up. Let me go back to my page and see what's going on. Oops, actually, I need to be on my phone. I find that these work best on the computer and then my phone. Here we go. Okay. Somehow we will get there. It'll just take a few moments, I'm sure, for people to find me, to find this. Okay. Where am I? That's a good question. Oh, duh. I'm on my page. Okay. Okay, we'll get there. I'm just looking to see if I can see comments. That's where we're getting here. Okay, let me know if you're here. Oops, let me mute myself on my phone. And oh, we've got people. Here we go. Oh my goodness. Okay. I'm like just sitting here by myself, not having a clue what's going on. Okay, my computer's just lagging. Here we go. Gotcha. Now you can see. Or I can see. You can see. Let's go back to the picture. Okay. I think I've got myself settled here. Signal. See, now it says waiting for... Okay, we got it. Hi, David. Hi, Elizabeth. Everybody. Excuse me. Hi, Cassie. Hi, everybody. Okay, so I'm just putting this picture... Oh, gosh. See? Oh, my gosh. On my profile picture, on my profile picture, there's a really pretty picture. You might be seeing it right now. That's where I live. Like, that is gorgeous. I just live in the... Ugh. It's so normal now, but it's amazing when you manifest something, or when before something manifests, all you are thinking about is that thing, right? You're just like, oh my God, I want it so bad. You go through phases like that, right? And then when it takes some time, or if it takes time, you kind of go through like ebbs and flows of really wanting it, and then like, tired of thinking about it, you know? But then when you actually manifest it and you're living it, it's like, oh my gosh, yeah, it's here, it's happening, it's done. And where I live, I drive down, so I live at full transparency. I don't care, it's all over my page. Um, I live in San Luis Obispo, California, which is on the central coast, and it's paradise. It's like, if you ever thought about or wanting to live in California, I highly suggest to stay the heck away from Northern and Southern California and LA as well, because it's so congested and packed and overpopulated that it's an issue. It's a gorgeous state. California has issues, but whatever. We don't focus on those. We just focus on the beauty because it's beautiful here. But one day I stumbled across Pismo Beach on a road trip that I wanted to take of the, like, almost the entire, what's it called? Almost the entire coast. And I got the opportunity to do it. And one day, or on that drive, I needed to use the bathroom. And I just stopped where I could. And I stopped in Pismo Beach. And I instantly fell in love. I had no idea where I was, but I instantly fell in love. And ever since then, we are here several times a year. And now we live here. So anyway, totally, I don't know. But I'm just saying, when you start living what you have dreamt of, it's surreal for a while, and then after a while you're just like, you just appreciate it because you wanted it and it's here and now it's great. So anyway, I don't know, but that's a beautiful picture. It's on my profile page, and it's because it's all valleys and mountains, and it's green, it's beautiful, and we're like 5 minutes away from the ocean, and it's awesome. So anyway, let me know who's here. Let me know. Hello, everybody. Okay. No picture. Oh, what is that? Why is there no picture? I see no picture as well, guys. What is that? It's all white, right? That is strange. Okay, let me mess around with it again. I've got too many screens open. We'll get to this in just a moment. I'm going to put the replay on my YouTube channel too. I forgot to do the last one, but let's go back. It's supposed to be an Abraham Hicks quote, the picture. Where am I? Where am I? Where am I? That is very strange. Why is it all white? Let me go back to... I need you guys to see something. If you're not going to see me, I need... Oh, see now? Now you see me going through the pages. Okay, perfect. That's a good place to be. Let's go back to my personal page because it's at least look at beauty than a white screen. Why am I not popping up? I don't know. Let me know what kind of day you're having. Actually, don't tell me that. I don't want to know if you're having a bad day. No offense, but when we repeat the story, we're just repeating the story, right? So that's a question that I don't like asking and I don't like answering. Tell me that you're having an amazing day. This is what I'm talking about right here. Let's look at this picture. Isn't that beautiful? That's where I live. It's gorgeous here. Anyway, okay, no offense. I care about everybody, but it's really good to not keep repeating the old story. We're not trying to cover up anything, but it's really good to keep focusing on feeling better. You know what I mean? And if we get focused on feeling lousy, then we get stuck there. It's a state that we get stuck in, and I know because I got stuck there for a bunch of years, and we don't want to get stuck in that state. Okay. Hopefully you can see it by now. Here we go. Now I see it. Okay. So I had no idea what to talk about today. I just had this urge that I wanted to go live. And the only way that I can get myself to be consistent, listen to the belief that I just spewed out at you, is to just do it daily. Because time passes and I'm just like, oh, it's been 2 weeks, even though I said I'd come back tomorrow. Yeah. So we're just gonna be here every day for 3 o'clock at 3 o'clock for this next week and see what happens. And then, yeah. Okay. So I wasn't quite sure what to talk about today, but I never sweat it because I just say, well, I know I'm just going to get the inspiration. And lo and behold, one of my friends texted me about manifesting something for him. And it's a person I talk about him often. And so I'm like, okay, cool. And then we were talking and then I'm like, okay, call me. And we just got off the phone and lo and behold, he's just a plethora of examples of what not to do. So I sat here like trying to explain to him again of when you look at reality, you get more of reality. So if you don't like your reality, stop focusing on it so much. So if you're a person who likes numbers and being so anal about it, it's harder to change your reality because you're just so focused on the numbers and focused on reality. And so he used the word in reality, or the reality is, and I'm just like wanting to puke because I'm like, I don't want to know the reality because when you get stuck in looking at what it is, you keep, okay, so let me give you a few examples. Thank goodness. He's the person who inspired me to get back into coaching 1.5 years ago after I took a break because I just fell in love with it again. So he's a great inspiration for me to work because it's needed. Just one small example he gave me. He was talking about his Facebook friends, like how many he has. And he's like, because he's a business owner over in Arizona, and he keeps wanting to get to 1,000 friends. And because he's in a small town, it's like a nice chunk of local people. And so he's like, no matter what, I'm stuck at 827. And he goes, some come, some go, but I keep staying at 827. And I'm like, well, you're going to keep staying at 827 if you keep repeating that story. And I'm sitting here thinking, geez, he really needs my group. He really, because this is exactly what we talk about, right? I know Elizabeth is in it, Cassie's in it, a bunch of you are in it. And it's like, what the thoughts that you have, the stories you have, and then of course your self-concept, like that's what we cover in this group, in this membership, because it is the foundation. And so I'm listening to my friend and I'm just like, oh my God, you need to be in my group. And because he's not quite getting it yet. He says he does, but he isn't. So I got to change the story of him. Like, he keeps reflecting back the story that I have for him. So I keep trying to change the story, or not keep trying. I haven't in a while. So he showed up the way that he did today. And so I'm like, well, if you keep looking at quote unquote reality of 827 and you keep saying the story of no matter what, no matter people come, people go, I'm stuck at 827. What do? I said, this is what I said. I'm like, stop looking at the number. Stop being so anal about it. Stop looking at the number and just say that you have 1,000 people. Stop looking at the number, though. Stop looking at the number. Stop being so obsessive and stop looking at the number. And just say, I have 1,000 friends and leave it at that. Like, don't look at the number. Same thing with weighing yourself every day and you're trying to lose weight. My scale is stuck every day. It's at this number. Stop being on the scale. Why do you need to be on the scale every day? There's zero reason to be on the scale, period, really. In, all reality, if you want to use that stupid word. But, it's like, stop looking at the number. Leave it alone. Same thing with all of the things. Like Facebook, what's it called? All the numbers, right? Any number that is trackable, which is all of them, you stop looking at them. So if you were trying to get subscribers on YouTube, stop looking at the number and just enjoy making YouTube videos. Just affirm. So how did I get to, so last year when I came back to the page, like got really into my on the Millionaire Manifestor again, I had about 10 or 12,000 followers. And it was in August, because I remember right after I moved to California, I got inspired to post more, to grow, actually inspired to grow more on Facebook. I had been back in coaching for several months again. And then I was like, oh, my page, because I was on a different page up until that point. I was on Heather Hope Reed, another business page. So I came back to the Millionaire Manifestor after only posting a few posts, the rest of that, prior year, just sporadically when I felt like it, which was rare. And so I came back to the Millionaire Manifestor and I said, oh, you know what? I'm not going to dump this page. It's a great page. Let's see what I can do with it. So I started affirming. I affirmed every day several times, not like all day long, just a few times. I would take my dog out for a walk and I would think, oh yeah, I'm going to affirm. So I started affirming, I have 1 million followers. 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 I said it maybe 5 to 10 times. That was about it, daily. And so it grew from, I should really go back and get the exact number because it was 10 or 12,000. Let's say it was 10,000. I grew it to like 32,000 by the end of the year. So it was from August to December, the end of December, somewhere in there. I grew very quickly and I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything but use my power. You have that too. My power of my thoughts and my spoken word, the power within me to claim what it is that I wanted. That's it. And then, I posted because I find it to be fun to post and inspire people. That was the whole point of the page, is to inspire people to become millionaires. And so I like posting on it. It's not a big deal. I don't do anything other than post. I don't do anything else. I don't run ads. I don't do anything except post, like do the thing that you do with the Facebook post, right? And I affirm, I have 1 million followers. I have 1 million followers. So right now we have, 45,000, almost 46,000 followers. I don't necessarily affirm it that often anymore because I've got other things that I affirm for that I, kind of think about more. But it's just automatic. It's just an automatic thing. Whatever you want, you can have. Technically, you already have it, but you don't know it. You just don't know it because you don't remember who you are every day. So stop looking at the number. Like, I do look at the number. So the reason why I don't look at it too often now, but I did back when I was affirming, because it was growing so fast that I was just like astonished. I was growing, like several hundred to 1,000 to 1,500 followers a day for a while. And so it was like really awesome. So, then you look at the numbers and you get all excited. You're like, oh my God, I'm growing so fast. These posts are going so viral. And that's what happens is that I also affirmed for that my posts go viral. And viral for me is like, at first it started with, you know, more followers than I have, the reach of more followers than I have. And then it just grew to, 100,000, a couple 100,000. And then one day it grew to 1 million people reached. And then it grew to 2 million people reached. And then it just keeps growing. You just build this momentum of growth of, you reach past something that you didn't think that you could reach before. And then it keeps growing. So I know in December, I reached 5 million people with my page of 30 something thousand people. Not many pages do that. So the only pages, when you see pages that have so much activity like mine, but the follower count is not, like, it doesn't explain it. And I don't run ads. That's a public thing that you can look up. I don't run ads. And it's only because people are using their thoughts, and not many people are doing that. And I compare my page to several, like, law of attraction or law of assumption or manifestation coaches or pages, and majority of them do not have the reach or any of the numbers that I have. And they have, many, many more followers than I have. Why is that? I don't know. Why is that? I work with a lot of coaches in different groups, a lot of manifestation coaches who literally say all of this, like, I can't grow this, I can't grow this, I'm unable to do this. And I'm sitting here like, you literally don't know how to manifest then if you're saying that, because how you manifest one thing is how you manifest every single thing. So if you ever have a coach or you see somebody, you're like, and they coach on law of attraction, yet they're like, well, I need to learn how to manifest more clients. Are you kidding me? Like, it automatically, soapbox time here, automatically is like, you have no clue what you're doing. Please stop charging people for what you're doing. You know what I mean? I see these people on a daily basis. It's unfortunate. So, because it's exactly the same way. So anyway, back to what you focus on is what you get more of. So if you're focusing on a number that's not changing and you keep focusing on it, and every day you're like, it's not changing, it's never going to change. And that's the same thing for everything. It's the same thing with people in your life. It's the same thing with the bank balance in your, same thing, right? A lot of people, a lot of money coaches out there who say, look at your bank balance every day. You got to make sure you keep track of your money every day. Well, if you want very minimal growth in your bank account, keep looking at it every day. You're going to keep looking at the same number or something very similar, right? But if you let it go and don't look at it, don't check it every freaking 5 minutes or every day even. If you don't have to, don't look at it. And then in the background, you're living your life and you're like, I've got millions in the bank. Same exact thing. It's the same exact thing as manifesting followers on Facebook or YouTube as it is manifesting money in your bank account. It's all numbers on a screen. That's what I keep calling it. Numbers on a screen. No. Oh, Elizabeth. Oh, I knew somebody a while back. I spoke to somebody who somebody lived here. Yes. Elizabeth's brother lives in Slough. Oh my gosh. It is a tiny town too. I came here from a tiny, tiny, tiny town. This place, people think it's bigger than it is, but it's like 40,000 people or something. So, but it's small. It's a very small town. Very cool. So I drive down to Pismo every day. I just came back from Pismo. My husband works in Pismo, downtown Pismo Beach. So I drive him and pick him up every day. So I'm constantly looking at the ocean, constantly like, wow. I used to dream of living here. I manifested this. I manifested it twice, but I manifested it from the desert of Arizona, and then it showed up. We moved here twice, actually, right? We moved here 3 years ago, and then COVID hit, and then we were like, oh, this kind of sucks. But then we moved back, and then we came back again. So that's very cool. Yes, a gorgeous tiny town. Gorgeous. Right now it's not so like the picture that you're seeing right now, it's very green. It's not looking like that. I noticed it a couple weeks ago. I'm like, wait a minute, why does it look so different? It's not as green. Summer is here. It's not so wet. We had like the wettest and coldest winter that all of these people that have lived here forever have, it was wet and cold. And I sat here one day, I'm like, wait a minute, wait. Wait, why is it so wet and cold? Why is it raining all the time? Why is it so cold? Like for months. I'm like, I wouldn't have moved here. If this is their weather, I wouldn't move here. But it wasn't. It was so bizarre. They said it wasn't, it was like that like 30 years ago one time. Anyway, but now it's not as green, but it's still very beautiful. And it'll come back and be stunning. It's stunning here. That's all I do is drive around like, oh my God, it's so pretty. And what happens when you say something is so pretty? When you look in the mirror and you say you're so pretty, when you affirm everything, guess who looks prettier in the mirror when you look at yourself and say you're so pretty? You don't even have to look at yourself and say you're pretty, right? You put it down on your self concept affirmations and you say, I am absolutely the most gorgeous woman in the world. Hands down, absolutely gorgeous. I am so pretty. I am so this. I'm so that. And then you end up looking in the mirror and you're like, oh my God, I am absolutely stunning. Same thing. And then the more you affirm it, the more you see it. Same thing with driving around San Luis Obispo. Oh my God, every day it's so freaking gorgeous. This is how I live my life because it really is that way. So you affirm for it. You speak it into reality. You speak it, right? You think it into reality first. Nothing will change until you change your thoughts about it. So let me know how I can help you. If you have any questions. Marsha's here. All my people are here. That's awesome. You guys are getting bonus calls. Everybody who's in my memberships are here. Or almost everybody. So yeah. How can I help you? Anybody have any questions for me today? Let's see. What else can I pull from my friend's conversation today? It was just such an impromptu conversation. And he's just a wealth of examples. I've used him as examples since day one. What else? So I talk about this every time I can. When I started working with him, like we've been friends for years. So I've known him for years, and but I didn't see him for a while, or didn't talk to him for a while, and 4 years actually. And then I manifested a relationship back with him, and so we came back into each other's lives, and just like it never stopped before. And so I started working with him. He's a business owner, and I'm like obsessed with business, and he loves getting help with it. But so we were looking at his numbers and how I'm like, I know somebody who used the affirmation, I make $1,000 a day. And he's like, yeah, I would love to make $1,000 a day. I'm like, okay, well then say that affirmation. He might have said it a couple times. I don't know. He's obsessive, so who knows? But I don't think so. Within a couple of days, he got a call from a customer, and within just two to 3 days maximum, he started making $1,000 a day in his business. And so, like extra in his business, $1,000 extra a day. And that was towards the end of December of that year, which was like 2021. December 21. And then quarter one, he ended up, I remember the call at the end of quarter one, March 30th, right before the end of the month. He's like, well, I'm getting my numbers. And then I actually got the numbers, and it was $92,000 for the quarter. Biggest quarter he's ever had in 13 years of business, or 12 years of business at that time. And I'm like, you did it. And he's like, oh my God, I did it. He didn't realize he was doing it. So this is the magic. You affirm, and then you live your life, and guess what happens? As long as you don't say, oh my God, I suck, and I can't make any money, and as long as you don't sabotage yourself with all this garbage, and you just know, that you're doing well, that's where self-concept is enormous. enormous with, because if you have a poor self-concept, like I suck at everything I do. I've always sucked. Nothing ever works out for me. Blah, 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 right? I know people like that. Lots of people, right? There's billions of people like this. If you have that concept of yourself, then you will sabotage anything you affirm. It kind of doesn't even matter, right? So if he were to affirm I make $1,000 a day, however, he's like, but I suck at everything I do, and my business is terrible, blah blah blah, right? He wouldn't manifest $1,000 a day, or he wouldn't make it. So anyway, so he did, because he actually has a very abundant mindset. He's a very prosperous mindset, like super, right? But that took time as well. He wasn't born that way. He does have a little bit of a story that says, "Oh, I'm just a poor boy," and I yelled at him probably one day, about, like, I yell at my husband about stuff that he says, and because I'm just over it, I'm just like, stop saying that, you know. And sometimes you just have to yell at your husband for things that they say. Just, you know, he knows I'm playing, but, you know, a little bit, not so much. But because I'm very serious about my mindset, like I do not allow these negative thoughts to ever enter my mind. And that's the way to be. And it just takes time to do that. I wasn't born this way. It took me 40 something years to get to the point of, no, don't dwell in those thoughts. Right. So he took the affirmation. So today he manifested. Today he texted me. We talked last night. He texted me today out of the blue saying, manifest me $20,000 weeks. And I said, okay. And then he said something else too that he's manifesting. I'm like, I'll write it in my notebook, because I write these things down for certain people. And so we went on talking about that stuff. But you have to stay in that. You can't affirm. There's no, like, it kind of doesn't matter if you affirm in the morning, like, oh, I'm successful, I make all this money, I've got the man of my dreams, I've got all this stuff. And then the rest of the day, you're like, oh God, nothing changes. It's still the same. I just checked my bank balance. It's the same. Nothing changes. Doesn't work. I don't know. I suck at this. I'm terrible. And blah, blah, right? It's just, don't do it. Pick a lane. Tell yourself, pick a lane, because you can't be in both. What happens when you go in and out of lanes on the freeway? Like, people don't like you on the freeway. Like, they want you off the freeway. Like, get off the freeway. Like, choose a lane or get the hell off, right? So choose a lane. Where do you want to be? Do you want to have positive thoughts all the time? Because it's possible. Don't listen to people who say it's everything's possible. Everything's possible. So pick the right. So you, as a conscious creator, you're a conscious creator because you're here, right? You know, you get this. A lot of people in my life are not conscious about it, right? You guys have the same people too. Like, not so conscious. Who cares about them? But you're conscious of this now. So you get to choose, specifically choose the thoughts to have. So what thoughts are you having? Are they benefiting you? Are they speaking things to come to you? What are the stories that you have about everything? Literally everything. We have stories about everything. From all of these years that we've been alive, we have stories. And the key is to just catch those stories as you're spewing them out of your mouth. Like, crap, never mind. Never mind. Because we're doing it all the time. I do it all the time. I catch myself pretty frequently saying things that are, everything's a belief. And as soon as I start saying it, I'm like, oh, listen to this. Listen to this limiting belief I'm telling you right now. Right? I call myself out on every coaching call or every call that I talk to a client. I'm catching myself in things because I know that everything's a belief. Everything's a belief. Anybody have any questions? Thank you, Cassie. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. What can I help you with today, or you just want me to keep talking? If you have any questions, just let me know. I think think I'm able to follow along pretty well. Oopsies. Let me just change this for a minute. Right now you're just looking at San Luis Obispo, California, on the Central Coast. Let me see if I am possibly missing any comments. Oh shoot, let's not do that. Let's get out of here. Let's go somewhere else. Oh wait, I am on my page, duh. Okay, let me just make sure. Okay, these are older comments. Okay, I've got the newest comments on my phone. Perfect. Okay, where am I? We're going to go back to me. Here. So you have something pretty to look at. Let me look at this again. Let me see if you can see this. It's a quote that I think I posted it somewhere. It says, there are no limits. Just choose it and line up with it and receive it. That's it. That's it. Oh my God, it just vanished. That was weird. It just vanished in front of me. Let's see if it shows up on yours, because you got this leg. It went away. That's really weird. Okay. Computer has a mind of its own today. That's okay. Okay. Choose it. What is it that you want? Line up your thoughts, right? When you're in alignment with what you want, which means in line with it, your thoughts and your stories in line with what it is that you want. So my friend wanting 1,000 Facebook friends. Okay. There's a desire. Okay. So it's yours. Like it's his. All he has to do is just stop looking at the stupid number of 827 and the stupid story of no matter what I do, right? So you are so powerful. You create the rules of your life. You create the rules of your business, of your life, of your relationships, all of it. So you claim what it is that you want. I want 1,000 friends on Facebook. Okay. So you can leave it at that. And then you could just never think about it again. As long as you don't think about it as I have 827. How many do I have today? 827. See, no matter what I do, I swear I told Heather, no matter what I do, it's 827. So he just has to remember, this is how my clients end up talking to me after a few months working with me. What would Heather say? I've heard this so many times now. Well, this is what Heather would say. This is when I know I've done my job really well. Is when my clients after a few months are coming back to me like, well, I had this question and I was looking at it and I'm like, well, what would Heather say? And then they answer it and I'm like, okay, cool. I don't even have to do anything anymore. You know, like my job is done. Congratulations, you graduated. Now you know what to do because now you don't even have to ask me. You ask the Heather in your head that you've been listening to constantly for months tell you, you know. So he needs to remember Heather said, don't look at the number. Okay, stop looking at the number, right? Say I have 1,000 members or 1,000 people, whatever it is, right? Choose what it is that you want. You know what you want. If you don't know what you want, then it's too soon to choose. Confusion is a terrible place to be, but you're just not ready to make that choice. So don't sweat it. Just let it go. So you know what you want. Line up with it, right? What is it that I want? Okay. I want a new car. I was talking to a friend. I made this tiny little post this morning about my friends. I've got some new friends in California. It was so funny because they work where I live. And so that was pretty easy. And since I work where I live, I'm here all the time, right? And so they work where I live, which makes it easy, right? So last night, they didn't work, or they typically don't work Saturday, either one of these two people. And so I was like, I miss my friends. This is what I said. I was coming back from running errands. I'm like, I miss my friends. It's just not the same. And then guess what? I walk in And there's one. And I'm like, what are you doing? And he's like, I'm working. I'm like, well, you don't work Saturdays. He goes, well, I've been working Saturdays now. And I'm like, oh my God. And then I walk out the door. There's my other friend. He stopped in to get something out of the fridge. I'm like, oh my God. And we're all standing there for like 10 minutes chatting. And then we all parted because I had to go do stuff. So it was just so fun because I'm like, I didn't have to sweat it. There's no resistance there, right? Of like, I just miss my friend. It's a desire, which is weird because I'm such an introvert. So when I make friends and I like hanging out with them, that's like a big deal because, because I like to be alone all the time. So they just appeared. So some things can be so easy to manifest, right? Some that you just have the thought and boom, there it is. No resistance whatsoever. You get to have everything you want. You just can't dwell in like a victim state. You can't dwell in that like nothing ever works out for me type of state. I'm not so keen on the V word, the victim, because I think people get like it's like a sharp word. You just can't dwell in the state of nothing works out for me. That's what that state is. Nothing works out for me. No, you're a powerful creator. You're the only one in your reality that is able to create your reality. So you have to practice your power. Practice it with little things. Practice it with little things. So in the Powerful Creator Society, the original membership that's been going on for over a year now, there's a few things that we go in detail in there. One of them is manifesting people. And I have these 2 memberships. I'm going to have 3 more by the end of the year as these ones grow, and then I'll get more topic specific. Business is one of the probably my next one. Business or SP specific memberships. Manifesting a person is one of the most powerful things to do. And so I have it in the advanced manifesting membership because so what I've learned through coaching people, if they don't have their thoughts straight in anything and they're trying to manifest a person or their self-concept as well, right? It gets super wobbly with the manifesting a person thing. Very wobbly. Because if you can't get your thoughts straight, your emotions straight, your stories straight, and your self-concept straight about yourself, right? You're like 1 minute you're good, next minute you're like a disaster, thinking in your head, right? Like, oh my God, I just am so crazy. You know the stories that people say? All those stories, so many people do this. Like, I'm so crazy, I'm this, I'm that. Those people drive me crazy sometimes, right? Because I'm like, stop labeling yourself. Stop labeling yourself with things that are making your life crazy, right? One of my friends from, that I was just talking about does that. I didn't realize it now. So now I've got to figure that out. So, I'm just like that. I'm like, I don't even care. I told him that last time. I'm like, I don't even care. Whatever. I don't care. I don't care to hear your excuses of why you're inconsistent. Don't care. Like, I don't care. My husband definitely knows I don't care. So I'm like, I don't want to hear excuses. So I just walked away. He was funny. He was laughing. But but one of the things, like for business, manifesting clients, right? It's in my head, it's an advanced technique. I know a lot of coaches who just coach it, but through coaching, like all of this, I'm like, I think you kind of have to step it a little bit of like, okay, do we have our thoughts straight in alignment with what we want? Do we have our stories? Do we know all of this really well? Do we have our self-concept down pretty well? That's why I created the manifesting zone, and it's linked here. I forgot. I pinned it as the comment. It's a $7 a month. It's $7 a month, for goodness sakes, right? I made it as affordable as I possibly can because I have such a large following and a lot of people need it. So a lot of people need it. That's why I created it, because the comments I was getting, the messages I was receiving like on a daily basis, the new clients I was seeing needs it. Like all these people need it. And it's just to help you get your thoughts, stories, and self-concept in a really good solid place, which is the manifesting zone. Like, to get it in alignment with what it is that you want, because the whole wobbling back and forth with, I want this, but I can't have it. I want this, but I don't know how to get it. I want this, but it never works out for me. I want this, but my bank account says otherwise. I want that. This is all the crap that I hear all the time. I hear it constantly from people. from new clients, from people all over my page say, I'm waiting for it. I don't know. It doesn't work. It's not helping, or it's not working for me. If if you're having a hard time manifesting, join the manifesting zone. That's why I created it. $7 a month. You can get into the lifetime membership. I think it's $77 for lifetime. And you get a bonus coaching call with me. So there you go. Anyway, so the Powerful Creator Society is where I help people with revision, well, ultimate self-concept, revision, and manifesting people. All people, not just a specific person like a love interest, but all people, because it's so powerful. You get exactly what you want from the people that you want it from. You get just all of that. So in my business membership that I will be reopening, because I used to have it a few years ago, creating the identity of that business owner, whatever that is, you get to choose it. And then choosing your business, you know, how you want your business to be and how you are as that business owner, and then manifesting clients. Same thing as manifesting SP, like same thing. Same thing. I have a list of clients that I want to work with that I affirm for every day. And guess what they do? They message me, quote unquote, out of the blue. I did it this morning. I went through, it's a short list right now because they keep coming in. I'm like, so-and-so wants to work with me for 2 months. It's written in my notebook and I read it. Boom. Within a minute, that person messaged me. So how do you manifest more clients? Same thing, you manifest everything else. You just affirm for it. You say, you claim what it is that you want, and you stop killing it with your doubt that you can't, and you stop trying to figure out how to do it. Like all of these people, I'm in this business group. Drives me crazy. I need to get out. But because everybody's trying to figure out how to get clients and how to get reach and how to get people to do things. So they're writing these elaborate sales pages and creating these elaborate programs, when some of the most successful people I know have the most simplest of sales pages. It's just basically, here's the program, sign up. They don't have this elaborate marketing system. They just know that what it is they want, they have already. They just have to line up their thoughts with it. Here's a link, sign up. It's not that hard. So everybody thinks it's outside of them, right? It's in you. You are creating everything. Everything comes from you. Your clients come from you. Everyone is you pushed out, right? Everyone is you. You just have to stop saying that nobody wants my products. Nobody wants my services. What's wrong? Is it the price? Is it this? Is it that? Oh my Lord. So earlier when I was talking to my friend, he raised his rates at the beginning of the year. This is very common. This is very, very common in business, right? You raise your rates. What's the first thing you think of when you raise your rates? Oh my God, people are going to say they can't afford it. I'm like, stop killing me with these things. So he's just a normal human being. Oh, he's not normal. He drives himself crazy. I continue to rewrite him, but it's some people you just let them be. I love letting people just be however they show up, because they can be very comical, right? There's some really funny people in my life. So, and I just sit back and just watch the comedy because they just amuse themselves and amuse me in the process. So I'm like, okay. So he's just like normal human thinking of, there's going to be some pushback. I'm going to lose some customers, blah, blah, blah. It's normal thinking. It's rational thinking, right? Logical. To think that way. It's logical, right? No. So I kept saying, the only reason why you're getting pushback is because that's what you said you were going to get, and that's what you got, basically. No. Yeah, I get that. I'm like, no, you don't get that. He says a lot of words and he's not, but no, I'm like, no. From the beginning, this is what you do. You raise your rates. Before you raise your rates, you're going to, okay, for you guys, right? People who are conscious creators, this is what you do. You have the idea. You first of all, it's inspired, right? You're not raising rates because somebody told you to raise rates. Do not ever do that. You raise your rates because you feel so in your bones, basically, that you want to raise your rates. You want to make more money. You know your value. He knows his value for sure. That's so he's got that for him. So he's on board with it. Like, he's doing very well. He does very well. He's very successful, very good at what he does. Very good. So he good, right? He's got all that going for him. He doesn't think he sucks at all. He's got a great ego, great, all that stuff. So you know you're worth more, you want more, great. You can have more. Knowing that you can have more, right? So before you raise your rates, you get your journal out, you get your notebook out, and you write some affirmations, some scripting, whatever you need to do for a while. I don't know how long, a day, a week, I don't know, whatever you feel comfortable with, but you say, you know what, I am worth more. I would like to charge so-and-so. I know my clients can afford it. I only have people who can afford my services. Everyone can afford my services. See, the thing is, lots of people look at what they think people can afford. And there's a money coach out there that I learned this one from, and she said, she goes, stay out of other people's wallets. Stay out of their wallet. Don't assume what they can and cannot afford. And I thought that was so powerful because I've done this myself. I've literally done this myself. Paid a coach $5,000 for 1 month of coaching when I had $5,000 in my account. That's all I had. And I paid her $5,000. So you cannot under any circumstance say somebody can't afford your services because you don't have a clue. You can't look at somebody's job and you can't look at their bills and be like, oh, they can't afford. They can. People spend their money on all kinds of craziness, and they can afford your crazy stuff too. But what you do assume is that the people in your world, in your reality, can afford your services. You don't worry about the rest. You do not worry about, oh, I'm going to get pushback. No, don't say that, right? Oh, I'm going to get excuses. I've got to get the objections. What did I say before about creating circumstances, right? You create circumstances which are like, what are they called? I talked about it last time. Speed bumps in the road, right? That road in San Luis Obispo, somewhere close to downtown, that has like 10 speed bumps for no reason. That's my opinion. No reason other than to annoy me. So made me think circumstances. I always think this. So you can create circumstances with like, oh, I can't afford it, or I can't see how I could qualify for that, or whatever, right? So you create all the circumstances of not being able to afford it. You're going to get some bills, or you're not going to qualify for this 5 reasons, right? Or you can say, no, everything's possible for me. I'm going to be able to do this because it's mine. It's already mine, right? So then it wipes out all of those road bumps. Like they don't exist in your future reality. Does that make sense? They don't exist on the road that you're currently in that moment on. So stay on that road of like, everything works out perfectly for me. Not the road of everything sucks and nothing works out for me. And I can't qualify for 15 different reasons, right? So stop making the road bumps in the road. So the people who teach sales, right? They teach, oh, let me give you the script for these 15 objections, right? So this client, so you're going to sell your service or product, right? So you're most likely going to get these 5 top objections. Objections are just, or They're projected, what is it? Projected, well, it's an expectation, right? If you're expecting an objection, you're most likely going to get an objection, right? Whatever you expect to get is what you will probably get. Not always. Sometimes things actually work out, even though you freaked out about it, right? That happens. But most of the time, whatever you expect is what you get, right? You're like, oh, see, told you it wasn't going to work out. I'm like, Jesus Christ, stop it, right? Told you it wasn't going to work out. I knew it. I just had a feeling. I'm like, gee, I don't know how that works, right? So stop having the feeling. How you stop having a feeling about things going in the wrong direction is through some time of practicing new thoughts, new expectations, affirming like crazy until you get there. Affirming like crazy, everything works out for me. My life is perfect. Everything works out for me. My life is amazing. Things just work out for me. I'm so happy. Things just work out for me. And then you'll start seeing things work out for you. And then you're like, oh my God, it works out for me, right? Then you see the evidence. You're like, oh my God, this actually works. Holy crap. Let me keep going. And then things keep working out for you. And then you develop this expectation that things work out for you, right? You can't do it one time and expect it to work. It does not work in one time. It rarely ever would work, right? If you were always expecting the worst outcomes because that's how it's happened, and then you're like, well, no, this time I'm going to expect the best. It's hit or miss. Hit or miss on that one, right? Okay, so I'm not surprised that he got pushed back a little bit or lost customers. He said he didn't. I'm like, dude, you already told me you did. Last time we were on the phone, you already told me you did. You know what I mean? So don't expect people to push back, and they won't. They're only reflecting back what you're thinking. They're a mirror. If you think your prices are too high, so this is something that people run into all the time. If you actually think your prices are too high and nobody can afford you, that's the mirror that will be presented. That's the reflection. If you don't think that way, like honestly, you know what I mean? So it's really good for pricing reasons to price it where you are so comfortable with. If you're not comfortable with your pricing, nobody else will be, because the world is just a reflection. Cassie says, I have a picture on my phone screen that says everything always works out for me. You know, my husband made a dash. What's it called? A dash. Oh, what the hell is it called? This thing, a dash card. He made it years ago when we first started dating. That it reflects, right? It's a perfect analogy. Reflects back. That says everything always works out for me. Something like that. Oh, something like that. So that's pretty cool. Absolutely. It's a good reminder. Everything always works out for me. Sheila asks, how does intuition play in this process? That's who you are, right? So intuition is that those thoughts that you receive, that feeling about things, right? It's just staying in a good place, right? So you stay in a good place, feeling wise, right? Thought wise, feeling wise. This is why, like, I used to talk about this a lot about like being emotionally stable. I want to say those are words that are kind of might be taken a certain way, because I would say emotionally unstable. Emotionally unstable. These are words I used to use as a therapist, but in this work, it's really important, right? To remain emotionally stable. What's another word for stable or stability? Because it makes it sound kind of... So keeping your emotions level, right, is really important. So keeping your thoughts in line with things are working out, keeping emotions stable, that, the physical reaction, like the people who say, well, I have anxiety, I can't help it. I'm like, stop that. Stop that. Maybe balanced. That's a good word. Emotionally balanced. Balance, not stable. I'm not trying to have anybody have, oh gosh, I'm going to say it. I'm not trying to have anybody have PTSD from their therapy days of all of that craziness. But because it's just, I try not to use these same terms that everybody else is trying to use because they're overused. Like I never use the word trauma because it's so heavy and should not be used for everybody. So trying to keep therapy out of this because it's not supposed to be here. Therapy is not supposed to be in coaching either. So emotionally stable daily. Yes. Elizabeth, yes. So it's fine, but okay. So emotionally balanced, right, I think that's a good word. Balanced. Not so off on one end, not so. However, I don't want to say that's how you stop being bipolar, is become emotionally balanced. I know Abraham talks about this and gave me a great view of bipolar disorder, which I don't necessarily agree with at all, but anymore, even though both my parents were diagnosed with it. And I worked with bipolar clients for 12 years, but it's just energy, balancing energy. However, like I was balancing my energy because I had depression, right? So I was trying to stay off that depressed place and more centered, right? And so, but once I learned this stuff, I allowed myself to be more, what's the word? Impulsive, right? Impulsive, because when I allow myself to go with the energy, because sometimes we have a high energy, sometimes I have high energy. That's excitement. That's passion. That's like, oh my God, I really want to do this right now. Now it took me some time to get on board with this since, Jesus, basically being a therapist, working with people who are impulsive, working with people with high energy and trying to calm them down. And I'm like, well, should we be calming people down? Maybe don't jump on a plane to Paris to meet somebody you just met yesterday, like keeping it balanced that way. But like jumping at a chance to do something because it's presented in front of you. Anyway, so I've had to learn how to just use my energy wisely, or use it not trying to totally calm myself down if I have high energy, just going with the flow, right? A lot of people label these things so many ways as if it's not normal, but it really is normal. It's normal to have high energy days because you're excited and you're passionate and you're ready to roll, right? And then there's days that you're just like, nah, not today. I just want to nap today. That's fine. That does not have to be bipolar. It does not have to be certain diagnoses, right? It does not have to be. Anyway, let's look at this really quick and then I will keep going. Elizabeth said, I affirm daily that I am emotionally stable. Perfect. That's what drew me to you. Your therapy background. Love that about you. Thank you. Energy balance. Yes. Yes. Creates a better self-concept. Thank you. Thank you, Elizabeth. And thank you, Marsha. Marsha's amazing. She's in the Powerful Creator Society. Oh, when Marsha's not on the call, I'm like, where's Marsha? I'm like that about most everybody. But anyway, so where was I?